Hello there and welcome to today's episode of the Toasted Tale podcast. My name is Jim Lillywhite Bewley, and another week has gone by, yet we all still remain. Thank you ever so much for everyone who has listened to all of my episodes previously. I know there are a few of you out there, and it really brings happiness to my heart knowing that you are not only listening but also enjoying them. I hope that for many, many more episodes we can also enjoy our time together as well. Today we're doing the third episode in the last few episodes we've done, where I've read through some old blog posts from A Town Called Me, which is the blog that I did a few years ago when I was just trying to get a whole lot of my thoughts out of my brain and onto the digital paper. So this one is called Why Become a Mayor? Now, if you haven't listened to the last few episodes and this is your maybe first time listening to the Toasted Tale podcast, then I might recommend that you start with number 1 in this series and then work your way through. That's just 2 back, and there'll be another probably 2 after this. I'll give you a 5-episode run of the blog, and if you like what you're hearing, then you can go check it out more. And also, they're nice and easy to produce, as I've done all the legwork in writing them previously. So that's maybe a reason why you'll be hearing them in the future. But yes, so on to today's episode, which is a read-through from the letter received, called Why Become a Mayor? Hello again. Today I want to talk to you about why taking on the task of being your own mayor is super important. Why taking control of the chaos and disorder in your own town can be incredibly fun, and why doing this can create a greater understanding of our own problems and complexities. Now, I mentioned in the last letter to you that your town is within your mind, and this is still the case. You may find this as an odd thought, but I want to reassure you that this will make the process of managing it all the more easier. The real benefit of being the mayor of your own mind is that you can create separations between all the different sides of your life and allow margin for self-analysis, recovery, and improvement to form. Your town is filled with all the things in your life, all the choices you make, and all the random things that make you, you. Now imagine that every part of your life needs to be assigned a plot of land in your town. The size and importance of each building that can be built on this plot will depend directly on the amount of time and energy you spend on it on average every day. Now, unless you have one of those fancy time machines, you'll only have a set amount of time and energy to spend each and every day. This means that even though your town is quite large and holds onto all your past memories, present activities, and future hopes and dreams, it does have a finite size. This constraint will have caused a natural divide to occur between your town, with its pressing thoughts and day-to-day activities, moving into the important and fancy parts of your head, where there's beautiful sky-rise buildings, and the fleeting musings and memories of which day exactly your distant cousin's birthday is on, being pushed out to the poorer, more out-of-the-way parts of your town. Now, with the above information, you may be able to close your eyes and imagine your own town rolling out in front of you, skyscrapers or sprawling favelas churned out of the ground as you, at a glance, think about the important and less important parts of your day. In future letters, we will be looking at specific districts within your town and suggesting improvements that can be made to running these individual sectors. Now, as mentioned previously, becoming the mayor of your town allows you to separate the parts of your life that can be analysed and improved in future. Now, I'm fully aware that your life is probably very complex, and all of the different threads that make up you are probably interwoven and interconnected in a very spiderweb sort of way. This is natural and normal. Like in a physical city, making changes to one part can have massive knock-on effects to others. The skill comes when deciding what changes you would like to make in your town, and then what knock-on effects that may have onto other aspects of your life. In future letters, we are going to work through different areas of people's lives and look at ideas and actions that could be considered for use in your town. In my next letter specifically, we are going to look at how to do your first town's audit. Exciting times. I will write to you again soon. If you have any questions regarding your town, then please feel free to reach me via pigeon or smoke signal. Yours sincerely, Ryan Roseblanc, Roseblanc Town Management. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the Toasted Tale podcast. I really enjoy going back over these old pieces of work that I made. It's kind of weird, but also interesting to see where my brain was at whilst writing it. And also, just reading through it, it's kind of funny. I sometimes will read through it and realise there are some silly mistakes in the writing, so I can quickly go back and change that. It's like a natural way of doing a bit of editing of my previous work. But also, I still quite like some of the ideas that I put out there, and I hope that you maybe find some interest in them as well. As I said, my plan is to make 2 more of the next 2 posts on this slight run of shows, and then we'll see what happens after that. It's weird when you're making different shows. I'm going to get hankerings for going back to older styles of episodes. So after that, we'll probably take a break from the Town Called Me, and we'll go back and do some other interesting stuff. Maybe we'll even spin the subject randomizer again and try and get some random subjects. It's been a while since we've done that. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will be back next week with another. Be kind to everyone that you meet, and be kind to yourself more importantly as well. Where I live, in the UK, the sun's starting to come out, it's spring, everything's budding, but doesn't mean that life still isn't difficult sometimes. And we all need to take a little bit of extra tender loving care about our own difficulties and also those around us who are going through troubling times potentially as well. If you enjoyed listening to the Toasted Tale podcast and enjoy the shows that I make, then there are many ways to support me. Liking, commenting, or sharing this episode is a great way of getting the word out to more people, and also paying deference to the algorithm gods so more people may have the Toasted Tale podcast pop up in their feed. If you really like the episode, then why not consider becoming a Patreon? There are many benefits to this. You can get episodes a week early, you can get all of your episodes ad-free forever, and also, if you're a top-tier supporter, you may get your name read out at the end of each episode. With all that, you also help financially support the show and allow me to continue doing this for all of you. So thank you, anyone considering that. Regardless of whoever you are, I hope you have a great week, and you fill it with activities and thoughts that make you happy. I will speak to you all again soon for another Toasted Tale by the fireside.